Well, it is finally playoffs. We've seen games all weekend long, Ben Leber, and finally it's our turn. Monday Night Football, Vikings and Rams. How are you feeling going into this one?
Okay, I was really confident last week, so I'm pumping the brakes just a little bit because I'm like, okay, I don't want to go in like way overconfident for this game. There's the right amount of confidence, excitement. I definitely think that we learned from our mistakes last week, and we're ready to roll.
How can you use the film from week 8 to help you now facing the Rams? For a second time, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you want to take a look at it. I'm sure they're going to have some wrinkles that we haven't seen or prepared for, but it doesn't seem like they've changed much of their offensive strategy from that point on. I mean, they still like to get the ball out quick. They don't have a lot of deep throws down the field. So those are things I think that we can really try to capitalize on and kind of build a game plan around. And then if we have to make adjustments and they start throwing shots down the field, then we can make adjustments there. But I think you can kind of take a lot from when they had their Puka Nacua and all those guys back in that game.
How do you get to Matthew Stafford? You say you want to make him get the ball, they'll get the ball out fast. How can you stop that?
I think that you really have to challenge these receivers at the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
Whether or not we play man coverage or zone coverage, I just think the idea of pressing these guys at the line of scrimmage and being physical with them, even if they're going to do their step back, like quick little screens, at least we have a defender there to make them make a decision. So it is about quick rhythm, timing, get the ball out quick. You can kind of make those guys hesitate if you go up the line of scrimmage.
Offensively, it wasn't the best game for Sam Darnold last time. How does he bounce back this week?
I think that he just has to let it rip. He's got to trust his defense too. I think that's the other part of it is he got a bad game out of the way. He had some indecision. I think this week I'm really excited to see him sort of bounce back and just fire it and just know that, fine, man, if you make a mistake or two and they capitalize and they get a takeaway or two, we've got a really good defense to back you up. Now, obviously, you want to make sure that you don't make these like really critical indecisions in the red zone and stuff like that. But if you're in the field and you see something, just let it go because you've got some really talented receivers that are going to make a lot of plays for you. So I can't wait to see him out there on Monday night.
And we've got a really cool head coaching battle where it's like mentor and mentee going head to head. Sean McVay with the Rams, Kevin O'Connell here with the Vikings. What are you most looking forward to seeing from these offensive plans from the two gurus, as we like to say?
Well, it's a lot of strategy, like we just were mentioning, like, are they going to show everything that they showed in the first game? Or are we going to show everything that we showed in the first game? We have some interesting dynamics that are a little bit different. We have, a new offensive right guard that was in the first game. We have, Cam Robinson at left tackle. We have Blake Cashman that is, playing linebacker that was in the first game. What are we going to do with those guys? How are things going to look? Can we get more time with Sam Darnold because of those new pieces and they can't get some pressure? Are we going to see more screens? Are we going to see more outlet passes, checkdowns, things that we were kind of hoping to see last game? Are we going to see all of that? I don't know. We're a big play offense. We like to get the ball down the field. That's who we are. So I'm interested to see what KOC wants to show.
Yeah, it should be really fun. You're going to be on the sidelines now at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, which is not SoFi, which we originally had thought the game was going to be at. As a player, how does a change of venue, or does a change of venue change anything for this team?
I don't really think it does. I mean, unfortunately, the disadvantage comes over to the Rams situation. They're the ones that we're not expecting to travel. They're the ones that have to deal with the distraction of, they're living in the wildfire area. They're the ones that have to do, checks on family members and staff members and everybody constantly just to make sure that everybody's doing good. So their minds are always on their family and friends and the most important things in life. For us in the Vikings, like, we were traveling anyway. Whether we're going to play in somebody's backyard or we're going to play in a different stadium, it doesn't matter. We were prepared to travel. So unfortunately, in the situation, nobody wants this situation to be what it is. But we should have a lot more fans there. It's going to be, another nice indoor stadium that the playing surface is going to be great. So, for us, a lot of good things.
Yeah, you mentioned the fans. Feel like there's going to be a few snowbirds who live in Arizona that'll be at that game. So thank you so much, Ben. It's going to be so much fun. We are actually headed to the buses right now to head to Arizona. But we look forward to the Vikings and Rams on the Monday Night Football Wild Card Round edition.